Hey, welcome back to Eepa's Kitchen. So normally we're cooking big meals for the family because the way we talk about that, the food, the family, the fun. Sometimes you just need a quick snack. You want something that's flavorful. You want something that's a little different than the normal, just grabbing a bologna sandwich out of the fridge. So today we're gonna make this BLT basically. It's bacon, pear, fig jam, and white cheddar cheese. And it's got your salty, it's got your sweet. There's a lot of crunch to it. Then we've got some crispy pears, got the crispy bacon, and we're going to crisp up this bread real good with some mayonnaise. So it's got that going for us. So you got a lot of texture, a lot of flavor. I think you're going to like this one. And if you don't, too bad. You're not eating than I am. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and start prepping the pears. Just so you know, I've already started the heat on the skillet. And we'll talk a little bit about the skillet when we get over there. So we're going to get going on this. First thing I'm going to do is I've already washed the pears. You want something crisp. You don't want a real soft pear. This is great because we've got a pear tree out back and we're always looking for something. We end up with way more than we need. Mia makes a great pear bread that we're going to do one day on our next harvest. But these are nice and crisp, so they'll hold up real nice in the sandwich. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of slice them up a little bit. What I like to do is just take a little bit off here. I take a little bit off the bottom, so I got a little surface that I can work on, so it's not going to roll around on me. All right, and we're just going to make a few slices. Try to keep away from cutting into the core. All right, we'll pull a couple from this side. So we're about 1/8 inch thick, not real thick. Might as well just finish it off. We'll take a few more off of here. And we'll just piece together the best ones when we do it. All right. So most grilled cheese, you're going to do butter on them. We're going to use mayonnaise. Mayonnaise adds a lot of flavor and it really puts a nice crisp on the bread. So we're going to put it on one side of each slice. Slather it on there. Slather. All right. A little bit over here. Scrape a little bit of that off. All right. Get that to cover all the edges. We really want a nice, what this will do is it'll put a nice crisp edge all the way around. And you want to fill in all those little gaps on our sourdough. All right. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. I got some white cheddar from the deli. You can use brie or anything else that you like. I'm a big fan of cheddar to begin with. White cheddar really fits the bill here. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and put some of our fig jam on here. You can use a dried fig if you want, and I don't think that would be bad, but I really like the way this turns out with the jam all kind of smushed on here. It's a lot. You got that sweetness of that fig, the crunch of the pear, and the saltiness of the bacon. As my grandsons, the sous chefs would say, delish. All right, a little bit more up here. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and add some of this pear. We just kind of piece this in here. Don't want to overwhelm it, but we want to get a little bit in every bite too. Covered there. And then a few pieces of bacon. We go ahead and maybe break them in half here. So that's 2 slices right there. That should be more than enough for us. Go ahead and flip that over. And then we're going to bring it over to the skillet. All right, so we're going to add our sandwich to our skillet. I'm going to talk a little bit about this. This particular skillet has been in my family for longer than I know. It belonged to my mom, and I'm not sure how long she had it before it came down to me. It's a 10-inch. There's really no markings on it. I'm guessing it's probably a Montgomery Ward or something. It just has a number on the bottom. It's an awesome skillet. It heats real evenly. It's one of my favorites, one of my go-tos. We keep it seasoned. There's a whole myriad of videos on there out there how to season, how to treat and work with your skillets. We could do one sometime if you want. Just go ahead and leave that in the comments. We can talk about that. The key to this is we wanted to get it hot before we started. So since it heats so evenly and they hold their heat well, we're going with a medium heat. Doesn't need to be like all the way up to the top because you're going to burn stuff because it stays hot for a long time as well. All right, so we got it going on a medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and grab the sandwich. All right, so there's the sandwich that we worked on before. You can kind of see the layers that we had on. We're going to go ahead and set it on. Probably hear it sizzle. Oh, yes. There we go. Press it just a bit. All right. We'll just let it settle in for a little bit there. We're going to look for a little bit of caramelization on the bread. At this temperature, it shouldn't take very long. The tough part is when we flip these is keeping them together. So we're going to go ahead and let that sizzle for a little bit. We'll check it and then we'll come back and we'll give it a turn. So we're going to go ahead and give it a turn. Like I said, the toughest thing with these is just turning them and keeping them from falling apart. So I'm going to use my tongs here to give me a hand with it. Because I got a feeling this thing is going to slip apart when we go to flip it over. Oh, not too bad. There we go. So you can see we got that nice caramelization on the bread. And that's going to be nice and crispy for us. Got to scoop this stuff back in on the back. So as you guys know, Derek does all the filming here. We're going to see if we can entice him into buying something that adds smell-o-vision on this so you can smell what we're doing. Because you are really missing out here. Give that a smush. All right, so it's done. We're going to go ahead and obviously cut the flame off there. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. We'll try and get a look at the other side so you can see it. All right. You can see the other side. Okay, so we got it back over here on the board. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. We'll take a look at it. You can see all the delicious goodnesses in there. Goodnesses, is that a word? You can kind of see the layers. Here's your pears. You can see the fig jam a little bit on the edge there. A little more pear hanging out. All right, go ahead and get that on a plate, and we're going to have a little bit to eat. All right, so we're all set, and you don't have to, you can have lunch and not have to go all crazy and elaborate. Got a sandwich, we got some chips and a little bit of fruit. So cactus pears on sale right now. I love cactus pear. If you haven't had it, go get it. Get as many as they'll sell you because this stuff is awesome. It's great with breakfast. We eat it all the time. So there's some cactus pear, we got our sandwich, got some chips because I love potato chips, all right? And this is a great meal that you can just make for yourself. You don't have to worry about whether or not you're cooking for 50 people. But if you want to cook for the whole family, you can make these for the whole family too. This is a great item, great option as opposed to making a huge elaborate meal. So we're going to go ahead and have this. However, this being Eepa's kitchen, let me redo that. However, this being Eepa's kitchen, we always have to have a beverage. So we're going to have mojitos with it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our mojito to go with our lunch. You need a light rum. I'm a big fan of Plantation and Mount Gay when it comes to making these. And I can't seem to find Mount Gay's light rum anymore, so we go with Plantation. It's an awesome, awesome rum. You can drink this just on the rocks with a little bit of lime. This is really good. You need some crushed ice, club soda, mint leaves. We have a mint plant out back. It's the end of the season, so they're kind of small. So I went and I pulled a bunch of them off so we can make this. Simple syrup, which we make and we use it all the time, so we just keep some in the fridge. And you need limes. It's important to keep the limes out of the refrigerator maybe an hour before you start making the drinks because they'll juice a lot better. When they're cold, it's really hard to juice them. Okay? I try to roll them a little bit. Kind of gets that juice going. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. We're going to use a half a lime cut in quarters. All right. We're going to go ahead and drop that in our glass. And then you're going to add mint leaves. These are kind of small, so I'm going to add a lot more than I normally do. Usually it's about 8 or 10 mint leaves. Go ahead and add those in. We'll see how that muddles up. Got our muddler. Great story about this. I was looking for a muddler for a long time, couldn't find one I like. Went into my favorite cooking shop, Sur La Table. For some reason, it wasn't marked properly. They sold it to me for a penny. Those guys are great. Yeah, I'm telling you what, you want to go shopping for stuff for your kitchen, Sur La Table's the place to go. And I'm not getting anything from them, by the way. So if you're watching anybody from Sur La Table, Eepa's Kitchen, maybe a pan or two, another knife. All right, so you don't want to overdo it because you don't want to beat up the mint leaves because you just want to do enough to release some of that juice from the limes and then release some of the flavor from the mint. If you overdo it, it changes the texture and the flavor. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a little simple syrup. Yeah, depends on your sweetness flavor, a little squirt. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the crushed ice. Crushed ice. All right, look at that. We're going to add a shot of rum. I'm going to measure it today because, you know, you guys are here. We don't usually measure the alcohol in this house. Probably more information than you needed. All right. You can use a shaker and shake it up at this point if you like. I'm not a professional bartender, so I'll just get a spoon out and I'll give it a stir just to kind of mix all the ingredients in. Probably should have my spoon out first, right? Very professional of me. All right. So I'm just going to give it a stir just to kind of get all that going. I want to get that rum mixed in. That's usually what a shaker will do for you. And then we're going to top it off with some club soda. Ooh. Top there. And with that, I usually give it another little quick turn. Get all that goodness up from the bottom. Stick my straw in there. Damn right, that's good stuff. All right, let's go get our sandwich. Let's have something to eat. All right, so we're all set. We've got our drinks, we got our sandwiches. It's just Derek and I today, like I said. We're going to go ahead and give this a try. First off, cheers to you. Nice work today. Cheers. It's good. All right, let's try these sandwiches out. Like I said before, you got all the salty, the sweet. There's a lot of crunch in there. Oh, that's good. What do you think?
That's really good.
I like the bacon. Sorry. With the jam and the pears. Even though they were crispy when we put them in, they softened up a little bit. And they're adding a lot of flavor to it. I can wet my face. So, like we talked about, not always cooking for a huge deal. A lot of people. Sometimes you just need something quick to eat. This was easy, 10 minutes, 15 maybe. You're all good to go. Adding the drink, got to have something to go along with it. Again, just because it's just one person or two people doesn't mean that you can't have fun. Because remember, it's about the food, it's about the fun. Family, even if it's just you once in a while, that's okay. So if you liked everything we did today, if you thought things were good, do us a favor. Click like, click subscribe, click share. And like we always say, thanks for being at Eepa's Kitchen. Look forward to seeing you again.
This is for me. Thanks.
I guess we had one more person we weren't counting on. Looks like I got to make another one. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time.
This is mine.
What's that?
This is mine.
You got to leave that in. You got to leave that in.